So I decided that it's time that I repaint this mask. Now, first thing I want to do is take a little bit of this sandpaper, and I'm going to lightly sand off what protective coating might be on it. I can't remember if I did put one on or not, but I'm going to do it anyways because it helps the paint to stick a little bit better. I try to get every little nook and cranny that I can possibly get, and a lot of the paint that was on it did come off, so I guess I didn't have much of a protective coating on it. Now I'm going to be doing my chevron because I think this mask definitely deserved a good chevron. So I'm trying to line it up with the holes so it looks the best. It's kind of tough to do this part. Sometimes it might be easier to just stick a sticker on there that's already pre-made and it's perfect, you know. But I like to do it this way so I can make it a little bit more rustic looking, I guess. It's so much fun trying to that's sarcasm for sure, trying to get it to line up right. I'll hold it down on one end and pick it up on another, and it's kind of barely notch it here and there, move it around here and there, just trying to get it perfect. I like to think that I have a good eye for centering things. It doesn't always turn out the best. But all you can do is keep trying, right? So here I am trying to eyeball it and make sure it's good. And it turned out pretty good, as you can see. For this chevron, I went ahead and tried out this, it's barn red. Just kind of like a rustic or dark red. And I like to use these sponge brushes. I think they work out pretty good. Now, if you're trying to get a more smooth, professional machine finish, it's kind of tough to do with this. You're always going to get lines, little blotch marks in it. But I like to weather my masks and make them look like they've been through hell anyways. So it's fine. And there's the reveal. Looks pretty decent. I like it. My favorite thing to do is to let it dry in the sun. Florida sun definitely dries it up pretty good. And here I am sanding it some more, or sanding the actual chevron, make it a little more messed up. Now it's time to make this thing look like it's been through hell and back. I just find any old rag that you can find. This thing I've used multiple times on different masks, and I'm combining the barn red, yellow, and black acrylic paints. Just kind of roll it around. It gets this greenish, brownish, dirt looking nasty shit color, really. It gets everywhere. Lots of fun. Now what I like to do is I sit and I'll blotch it all over it, which doesn't look natural. So I repeat this process a few times where I'll blotch it, and then I'll take another rag or the same one that I use and rinse it out a little bit. There I was trying to point out that I'm trying to get it, since this mask already has the pop rivets and the strap on, I want to make sure that I get around it so it looks more natural. Here you see where I completely messed up the chevron that I put on, and I'm repainting the chevron. Yay. Yeah, I mess up a lot, but that's the fun about it. You know, you can always fix it, or at least I like to try to fix it anyways. And again, with the acrylic barn red, it's a really nice looking red, even though it looks a lot darker once the mask is completed with all the other colors. But yeah, a little overspill there, but nothing I can't get off of there. And of course I'm going to set it in the sun and let it dry again. Here I am blotching some more. I'm trying to mix it in. It's what I was talking about earlier, where I'll rinse it out and have like a lighter color of the same that I used before, and I'll just kind of blotch in the holes and kind of do a circular motion sometimes with the dampened. See, it doesn't look natural. It kind of has a swamp look to it, really. So I like to go back through and do this multiple times with heavy paint and rinsed out kind of not so heavy paint. Again, I'm great at explaining things, but here we go. So yeah, It's repeating the same process over and over to try to mix it in so it looks more natural, like I didn't paint it, you know, like it's been sitting in a swamp or in the middle of the woods, or Jason's been running through the woods with it, you know, for years and never took the time to clean it. So I'll just continue to blotch and then rub, and sometimes I'll let it dry completely in the sun and kind of bake it in, and then I'll take the same piece of material and rinse it out a little bit and come and blotch and rub some more. I mean, I'm repeating myself, of course, but this process is how I get my it's my weathering process, really. You can see I still got some of the chevron off, but I like that. I liked how the chevron looks. It's got the rustic, been through hell, which I'm copying, of course, off of the 2009 Friday the 13th remake, which this mask is a hybrid of. It's actually, they call it the KillerX mask from Fiberglass Studios, or fiberglassmasks.com, excuse me. It's a hybrid between the 2009 remake and Jason X, which I thought was very interesting looking mask. You can see here where I was pointing out where where I rubbed too much, and then it created these rings where the holes were on the forehead, and some of the other ones too. So I'm kind of going back through with some black and kind of blotching around it. Then I'll mix it in some more. My goal is to continue this over and over if I have to make it look more realistic. I don't like to see like some masks where you can see it's heavily done around the holes, which I guess looks good to some people, but it doesn't look natural to me. I want it to be blended in some. It can be heavier around the holes, maybe a little drip or something like that, where Jason's been bleeding or sweating and dirt falling off of it, you know. But I try my best to make it look as natural as possible. So I'm just kind of going over the holes again here a little bit more. And this is the few final little blotches that I'm trying to blend in a little bit. I like to walk away from the mask and then come back and look at it a second or third time just to see if I feel that I need to do something a little bit more. And this is basically just a wet rag with a little bit of the paint left in it, a dampened rag. And of course, before this process, I like to use that matte clear, by the way. I think that looks really good. Some masks look better with the gloss. I like the matte. Before you do this, though, I definitely like to let it dry in the sun for at least 20 minutes. That way it prevents cracking. If you go from one paint to the other, which I've mistakenly done before because I'm impatient. Yeah. And this is what it looks like with my part 3 hood on. I think it turned out pretty good. I just need to complete the costume, which I might do another video on that. I need to find a really good jacket. But anyways, I hope this maybe helped someone with their weathering experiences when it comes to weathering armor or masks. And if it did, awesome. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you. Have a good one. Peace.